Hi guys, today's video is another get ready with me video using products that I already have in my collection. One of the products, or two of them, are more of new releases, but I have been reaching for them quite a bit, so I thought I would include them with this video. I've already done my skincare for the morning. It's fairly early here, and the last step is sunscreen. I haven't chosen the primer that I'm going to use today yet. The foundation that I'm going to use is the Nars. It's the Light Reflecting Foundation that was released last year. That is a really beautiful foundation, and it's one of those foundations that tend to suit oily, like my skin, through to dry skin as well. So because it isn't a matte or a soft matte foundation, I think what I'll do is I'll grab the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer and I'll just pop some of this on. This is the primer that I tend to use if I haven't got a foundation that isn't more matte or soft matte. And also, of course, it depends on the time of the year as well. At the moment, it is early autumn here, so it's a bit cooler this time of the morning, but it's going to get really warm throughout the day. So I have this Nars foundation in the shade, it is Santa Fe. So I'm just going to, not a lot comes out with one pump, so I'm just going to do about half a pump more, and I'm going to put it on using a beauty blender. There were quite a few foundations that came out last year, and apart from one of them, and that was that Hermes one, which I absolutely hated, all the rest of them were really beautiful, and this is one of them. I think this gives a really, really beautiful finish. That foundation gives such a beautiful finish. I think it's really, really lovely. For concealer today, I'm going to use the Prairie one, and I've had this for a while, and I don't know whether I've used it in any of my videos. This is a very expensive concealer, but I think it is really, really beautiful. So it comes in this pen type of applicator, and you just twist it. You only need the smallest amount of this. I think this gives really lovely coverage. The formula of it is just beautiful. I'm just twisting it. If I twist it too much will come out. So I'm just doing a few clicks, and I'm just going to put the smallest amount on. I can always add a little bit more. It has been a while since I've used this concealer because of the new Chanel Sublimage one that I really love, and also I recently got the new Dior one, the reformulated one, and I think that is really beautiful as well. So I'm going to use the BK Beauty. This is the A506 brush, and just like with my other videos when I put on concealer, I will tap over using my fingers as well, just for that final step, because I always think using my fingers just helps the concealer just to meld into your skin just that little bit better. So I'll just go over just my finger just to do that final step, and then I'll just let it sit there before I use some powder underneath. So for my eyebrows, I am going to use the Chanel eyebrow pencil like I always do. But this is a different shade. This is from the new collection, the Chanel Spring for 2023. And this is shade number 816. And this is Brun Rouge. So I'll just give my eyebrows a quick tidy. And I thought initially this shade could be a little bit dark. Those of you that see my other videos know that I have the shade in Brun Clair. But I think this is fine. I just thought if it was too dark, it can start to look a little bit hard. But I don't think that this does at all. I think this is a really lovely shade. Now, whether these are going to be part of the permanent collection or not, I actually forgot to ask my SA. So there's 3 shades in the eyebrow pencil, and I'm not sure whether they're limited edition or they're going to be part of the permanent range. So next time I'm chatting to her, I'll ask her whether, you know, they are limited edition or not. I'm just going to take that Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is the brow gel, just to keep them in place. And then next I put on some eyeshadow primer, and it is the MAC Paint Pot one. This is in the shade Painterly. And then just set under my eyes. This is the Westman Atelier Vital Pressed Skincare Powder. And the powder for over the top of my foundation, it's the Chanel, the Natural Finish Loose Powder. And what I've been doing just recently, because some of these can be a little bit messy, is I dab my brush into where the powder is there. And then I take the lid that hasn't got anything in it and I swirl it round in there. And then the powder is even over the brush. So I don't put a lot of powder on. This is the brush that I've been reaching for recently. I just washed it the other day. But I also like using, when this was still wet, while I was waiting for it to dry out, I went back to using the Lumiere powder brush, and I really like that one too. But I love this brush because it's nice and big and it's dense. The thing with this Chanel loose powder, I love it for my oily skin. It's probably the most mattifying powder that I have in my collection. But when I say it's mattifying, it doesn't dry my skin down in any way. I just think it helps just keep foundations from breaking through too much throughout the day, and it just prevents from some foundations from going to a really lovely glow towards oiliness, which isn't a good look. So I really love this powder, and I mentioned it I think towards the beginning of the year, but I am getting through this, and I think I'm probably gonna finish this up this year, but I will definitely be repurchasing it. It is a really, really lovely powder. So I just had to take a break because the courier arrived and there was a delay getting this item from Sephora. The other week, it was a couple of weeks ago now, I got my hair done, and I noticed at the salon they had the new, it's the GHD, the Duet Style Professional 2-in-1 Hot Air Styler. So it's still in its plastic packaging and I haven't taken it out yet, and I'm not going to unbox it now. This is a get ready with me video. But I used it that day at the hairdresser's. She styled my hair with it, and I also got to have a go with it as well. And I just loved it. So from once my hair is wet, I have really curly hair, but I straighten it and I have it straight for about a day, and then the next day I air wrap it, or the next couple of days I air wrap it, and usually wash my hair about every second or third day. But with this, you dry it straight from wet, so this saves me a step. Normally I use my straightener, I wash my hair at night, use the straightener, and then the next morning I might go over some bits again. It's always fighting to go back to a curl, or I air wrap it and just let the curl drop. But with this seemed also a lot sort of kinder on the hair as well, and it just gave a really beautiful finish. So when I came home, and because of the tier level that I'm on with Sephora, I used the 10% off that I can use and grab this. But even though I washed my hair last night, I'm going to wash it again tonight and use this to style it dry to straight, because I'm really excited about this. I think it is a great hair tool. If you want to see how this performs or how to use it and see it in action, then I could do a video on that in the future if you wanted me to do that. But in the meantime, I think I will be getting a lot of use out of this. I just thought it was really lovely. It comes in the two colors. This is the white one, and there's also black as well, but I really like the white. So I'm just going to pop that down and we'll carry on putting on the makeup. So for bronzer today, I'm going to use the new Hermes one. This is in the shade 03. My initial review of this bronzer was in shade 02 Atlas, and then I decided to pick up this one. I got this one from Selfridges, but this is also for sale here in New Zealand as well. I think this is a really beautiful bronzer, and I really love the shade. I'm just going to grab the Sonia G, the Niji Pro, and I'll just swirl it all through the 3 different shades in here. I love the fragrance. So this is fragrance, but I do love the Hermes fragrance. I think it's a really, really lovely scent. This bronzer is just beautiful. It is really silky and it blends out absolutely beautifully. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using a Chantecaille one, and this is the Chrome Luxe Eye Duo, and this is the first one that I have ever purchased. I've been trying Chantecaille now for a couple of years, but I've been buying their quads and their releases that come out over that time. New Zealand has only just sort of recently got Chantecaille, I think over the last 3 or 4 years. It's stocked here at Mecca, and I'd never tried one of these. And when it arrived in the post, I know that I am late to the game, but I was really surprised at the size of this quad. I've got this in the shade Tibet. I've already used this once. I think it's really beautiful. But what I really love about these, and I'm just giving it a wipe down because it's got my finger marks on it, and that is the packaging of these. These are really big, and I think the packaging is just absolutely beautiful, and I actually prefer it to the ones that I've got with the different photos on it. I just think this is, it's more chic looking and more minimalist, and I just think it's really, really beautiful. And inside, the packaging is really sturdy as well. No matter what angle you put the mirror at, it stays, and it does have that really generous size mirror inside. The eyeshadows inside, there is a lot of product. It also comes with 2 really lovely brushes. They've got the Chantecaille logo on the little handles here, and they're also in that sort of metallic as well. Really, really lovely. And the shades of these are just absolutely beautiful. So as I was saying, I've already used this once. I thought it applied really beautifully, but I just really wanted to mention the packaging and how much I love it. I know that I'm, as I was saying, late to the game with this, but I'm going to be buying some more shades. I think these are really, really lovely. The thing that I like about just 2 colours, MAC put out ones like these more towards maybe the holiday season, but you can actually get quite a few different looks just out of 2 shades, and it's also a very quick and simple look to do as well. So I'm going to take this Sonia G, this is the Classic Crease, and go into the shade here. And I'm going to put some on the outside. I'm going to take it through the crease. And I'm not going to go back into the pan, the shade that I've already got on my eye. I'm just going to use that just to take it above the crease as well. And I think the quality of these shadows is really lovely. I can get, just by blending it out, I can get a really beautiful gradient just using the one shade. I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is a soft definer. I'm going to stay with the shade, and I'm going to run that under my lower lash line. Then we're going to take the Rapha number 28 into the shade here, and I'm going to put that over the rest of my lid. And then finally I'm going to take the Rapha number 3, and I'm going to put some in a corner and just take it just along here on the lower lash line. And then I'm just going to take one of my fluffy brushes, blending brush, and just go over just to soften out the edges. Such a really pretty eye look and very quick and simple to do. I really love that eyeshadow duo. Now for blush, I'm going to use the very newly released, it's the Chanel Spring Blush. This is Fantaisie de Chanel, and I've already done 2 or 3 videos using the products from this spring collection. Really, really beautiful. This is such a gorgeous blush. And this has sold out in New Zealand. I think it sold out within a day. This is also, I think, sold out at most boutiques in Europe. And I think it does get restocked in the UK. And then as soon as it's in stock, it gets sold out again. I understand this is going to be released, or hopefully going to be released in the US on the 1st of April. So if you've got your eye on it, then definitely grab it when it comes up. Now, as soon as I know that it's for sale in the US, I will post it on my community tab as well as my Instagram stories as well. Now, the other few times that I've used this blush, it's always been a natural hair brush. So today I thought I would use a synthetic one, and I'm going to use the Angie Hot and Flashy, the BK Beauty one, and this is the A507, and I just want to see how it works with a synthetic brush. It's beautifully pigmented. And I think this is just gorgeous. So this is an illuminating blush, and the finish that it gives is just beautiful. Just go in a little bit more. This blush has got so much more pigment than I thought it was going to have. It's just beautiful. The shimmer in this is, you can see it, but it's very, very subtle. Just it's a delicate blush, and it's also really elegant. I think Chanel do products that have illumination in it with their shimmer. I think they do that really, really well. It is very flattering for my mature skin. I think it's really, really beautiful. And for lipstick, I'm going to use the Dior Lip Glow. This is in the shade 1947 Miss Dior. And for my fragrance today, I'm going to use the Chanel No. 5 Luxe, and this is the all over spray. This gives just a lighter covering of the fragrance. I think it's really, really lovely. And I also love the spray of this as well. It's very fine, and you put quite a bit on, and it just gives a very delicate fragrance throughout the day. I'm also going to spray a bit through my hair as well. This is really, really lovely. So I think that the final look is really, really pretty. The foundation is beautiful. It's looking really lovely on my skin. The new Hermes bronzer is absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. And this eyeshadow duo, it is gorgeous. And as I was saying before, I love the packaging. I think this is really luxurious. It's very beautiful and minimal, and I just think it's absolutely fabulous. And the 2 shades just look really beautiful, and you can get such a simple look, and I think it's just really, really gorgeous. The Chanel blush is absolutely beautiful. I love this. It's so flattering on my skin. I could have even built it up even more. And between the 2 brushes, I think it applied fine using this brush. I probably prefer my natural hair brushes because of stamping it on like I was. When I use a softer brush, and I'm just going to grab one just like this Chocohoto, the F03, because they're so much softer, when I put a blush on, I can sort of swirl my blush on more, but that's just the way I prefer to put on a blush. But the blush itself is just beautiful. And the Dior Lip Glow, the 1947 Miss Dior, I think is a really beautiful shade. It's not overly pigmented, but there is enough pigment, and I think the whole look together looks really lovely. So now really I should be going out for the day, and I'm not. I'm probably going to do 1 or 2 more videos, and I've also got to move into another paddock, our 2 Highland cows, Tinkerbell and Blossom, from one paddock into another. So I'm going to be all done up and do that. But really that's not unusual with my life. It's very rare when there's a day that I don't wear makeup. I love putting on makeup. I love the process, and even if I'm not going out, and even if I'm not doing a video and I'm just doing things around the house or doing things on our small farm that we have here, I have on a full face of makeup. I just think the magic of makeup is absolutely amazing, and every day I am stunned from the blank canvas that I have to the finished look. Makeup is just such a beautiful thing. So that's it for today's video. I'd love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.